When Activision announced that Warzone Mobile is going to have cross-progression system, everybody was excited, including me. So all the time and money you're spending in one platform is not going to get resetted if you decide to switch platforms in the future. For example, let's say I'm grinding on Warzone Mobile, and if I want to go to play Modern Warfare 2 or Warzone 2 on PC, I'm going to have all the progress saved. I'm not going to start from zero level again. This concept is really good. So good that some companies thought, hey, we need to have cross progression in our game, otherwise our game is not going to get popular. So we are going to shut down the game that we launched just now, and we are going to work on a game with cross progression system. Thanks EA for that decision, ruining everyone's fun. I mean, to be honest, they are not wrong. There were some mobile games in the past with cross progression was really popular, like Fortnite, and Warzone Mobile, as you guys already know, it's really popular right now. But Apex Mobile failed because of different reasons, not because it didn't have cross progression. Hope they know that, and cross progression is not always the good things. Cross progression also has its downsides, at least in Warzone Mobile, and that's what we are going to be talking about in this video. So let's start the discussion with the engine they are using in Warzone Mobile. Warzone Mobile uses the same engine as Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone 2, mainly for the cross progression, porting the characters, movements, mechanics, everything is going to be similar. That's why they are using it. Unlike Fortnite Mobile's launch, mobile devices have gotten powerful enough where they can run this engine and give you a somewhat smooth gameplay experience. Even on older devices like mine, I'm using ROG Phone 3, which is like 3 years old at this point. This is not the smoothest experience, but the game is playable at least, and they are saying they are optimizing the game even more. Right now it runs at 45 FPS, and in global launch definitely I'll get 60 FPS at least on low graphics. Game optimization is the first downside of cross progression. You're porting all these high quality models from PC and you're making it run on mobile. You have to reduce the quality, you have to reduce the size, and you have to make sure it runs smooth on mobile devices. You have to do all these things. And as you can see, Warzone Mobile is in soft launch phase, but the game looks like this. Some people are saying the game looks like it runs on 240p or something like that. Everything is kind of blurry. It's because they are using the same engine as Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone 2, and it struggles on mobile, at least on old mobiles. Let's say they made Warzone Mobile on Unity or Unreal Engine. The game would have looked much better in its soft launch phase. It's because they are making the game for mobile devices. They are doing the same thing on Warzone Mobile, but they are porting models from PC. That's why the game struggles to run on older devices. The thing you have to understand about mobile gaming is almost everyone has a smartphone and they carry it everywhere, and if they want to play a game, they are going to play whenever they want. That's why mobile gaming got so popular in the last few years. But the thing is, not everyone has an high-end phone. Some people are stuck with their old devices because they don't have the money to upgrade, and some people are not going to upgrade to a high-end device, spend $1,000 to play a game, if that makes any sense. And I'm not blaming the Warzone Mobile devs at all. They did a great job porting Warzone to mobile. I never thought I'd be able to play Warzone on mobile device, especially on mine, but here it is running. And the storage Warzone Mobile occupied on my device is like 7 GB. I was expecting so much more on launch, like 12 or 15 GB minimum, because on PC you had to download like 150 GB or something. I don't remember clearly, but optimization is still going to be a problem. And like I said, yes, my device is almost 3 years old, but it was a flagship device. If the game runs like this on flagship device, I don't know what's going to happen to those 2 years old mid-range devices or the upper mid-range devices. And yes, if Warzone Mobile devs focused on optimizations, they can make the game run on those devices definitely. But I always have this question, for how long they can keep the game running on those devices. Because Warzone Mobile is a live service game, it's going to receive updates and everything is going to progress, how long they can keep the game running on those devices. Which brings me to the second downside. Before we talk about that, drop a like on this video, I would really appreciate it. The second downside is the updates. As you guys already know, because of cross progression, Modern Warfare 2, Warzone 2 and Warzone Mobile are going to share content. We are going to have same battle passes, same new guns every seasons, same skins, same bundles, and on top of that, Warzone Mobile is going to have Warzone Mobile exclusive skins. And if you played COD Mobile, the success formula of COD Mobile is the overwhelming content. If you open the game, you're going to see a lot of guns, a lot of skins, a lot of maps, and they also have monthly seasons. So every month you're getting new battle pass, new content, and new events and everything. But Activision cannot do that anymore in Warzone Mobile because of cross progression. If Warzone Mobile was a standalone game, they could do monthly seasons just like COD Mobile and introduce a lot of content, events and stuff like that. But I don't think that's going to happen because of cross progression. They have to keep their season updates and the skins and everything aligned with Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone 2 and possibly the future Call of Duty games as well. So we are not going to see a lot of content like COD Mobile in Warzone Mobile. And that's going to be a turn off for a lot of people because they got used to the content drops in COD Mobile, and when people switched to Apex Mobile from CODM, they felt a lack of content. Apex Mobile wasn't delivering that much content like COD Mobile, and eventually they went back to CODM, and I feel like the same could happen to Warzone Mobile as well. But the thing is, even if Warzone Mobile took a different direction and introduced like Warzone Mobile exclusive seasons and content drops and stuff like that, it's going to increase the game size a lot, and it's also going to bring optimization issue. It's already a struggle, just like I stated in my first point, and if they do this, introducing a lot of content like CODM, it's going to increase that problem even more. Which brings me to the last point. Of course, I would have missed a lot of things, but these are the main things for me at least. How long Warzone Mobile is going to live. Most of you guys already know this. A new Call of Duty title comes out every single year, and Activision stated that future Call of Duty games are going to be made on the same engine. The unified engine, that's what they call. It's the same engine Warzone Mobile uses as well. So if cross progression actually progresses, we are going to get content from future Call of Duty titles as well. That's the same thing they did on Warzone PC as well. When Cold War came out, they had an update of Cold War and they introduced guns from Cold War, and we had all of those. And when Vanguard came out, they introduced a new map and we had all the Vanguard guns as well. And the same thing could happen in Warzone Mobile as well. Let's say, for example, next year we are going to get a Black Ops Call of Duty, and in Warzone Mobile we are going to get some content from Black Ops. The guns and skins, stuff like that. It's eventually going to increase the game size a lot, and that gets me back to my number 2 and number 1 downsides, which are the content and storage issues and optimizations. I'm stating this theory because Warzone 2 is also going to be in the same position as Warzone Mobile. Warzone 2 definitely have to progress, so they are going to adapt content from the future Call of Duty titles, and Warzone Mobile, I think it's going to do the same thing. The question is, how long can they do it? Warzone on PC lasted for like 2 or 3 years. It saw 2 Call of Duty titles, Cold War and Vanguard I think, before it giving up, or they giving up on Warzone. And I don't know if they are going to give up on Warzone 2, let's say 2 or 3 years later. And I don't know what's going to happen to Warzone Mobile if it gets out of control. If it gets to a point where it's unplayable by a lot of people, are we going to get Warzone Mobile 2 or something? Let me know your thoughts in the comments.